Hi everyone, this is Marjorie and welcome to my channel. Today's wreath is going to have this beautiful sign that says Silly Rabbit, Easter is for Jesus. It's an 8-inch metal sign that I got off of Temu, and I'm just attaching a couple of these 26 gauge floral wire that I had gotten off of Amazon. And this is how I will be attaching the sign to the wreath. I take this 14-inch wire wreath frame from Dollar Tree, and I'm showing you these prongs are like just way too long, so I did have to cut several of them down, but I just put a little hot glue on the ends to help not hurt anybody. So I've got these two crossbars that I'm showing you, and in that crossbar I'm attaching 3 pipe cleaners into this section. So one pipe cleaner into the top 2 rings and 2 pipe cleaners on the bottom 2 rings. So this wreath has 6 sections, and each section has 3 pipe cleaners, and that means there's going to be a total of 18 pipe cleaners utilized for this work form that I'm creating. Now I have this beautiful 21-inch mesh from Craft Outlet, and I'm going to show you here in just a second that this is really, this is new. I've never used it before, but I really love it. So as you see that I'm scrunching the deco mesh into each other, normally regular deco mesh will get all kind of jaggy and kind of wonky looking, but this one did not. And so typically I would trim the edge, the excess off, but on this one I didn't really have to because it looked really nice. And so I just attached this deco mesh to one of the crossbars using a zip tie, and I used my little trusty zip tie gun that cuts it off, and it actually tightens it all the way down and cuts off the excess of the zip tie. So from the zip tie I measured 10 inches, and I put that into the first pipe cleaner, and then from that pipe cleaner I measure out another 10 inches and place that into the second pipe cleaner. And then I just kind of fluff out those little poofs as I go. You don't have to. You can wait till the end, but this is just what I do. And I'm going to create 10-inch poofs going all the way around this wreath form, and making sure that each pipe cleaner has a 10-inch poof. Now I like to start from the bottom, so I go all the way around the bottom, which is 12 pipe cleaners. And then once I am on my last one, then I still measure out 10 inches, but I go up to the very first pipe cleaner at the top, and then I go all the way around those and filling that up. Now I end the deco mesh just the same way as I started it. I just add it to a crossbar and trim it down and I secure it with a zip tie. Now once I poof everything out and add the extra mesh, you don't really see nothing. Now this mesh is the same type as the 21-inch, and this blue is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. But I cut 20-inch pieces because it's 10 yards, which is 360 inches. And divide that by 18, it's 20-inch pieces. So once I have all my 20-inch pieces, I'm going to do the cruffle method, where I just, roll it up on each side and then ruffle it in the middle. Now, I love this mesh because it's pretty much staying where it should, and it's not, you don't have to worry about it's hard to explain if you haven't really worked with mesh, but mesh, when you start gathering it, it can bunch up really kind of different. So you might have it bunched up a little extra on one side versus the other, where I like to try to keep all of my mesh pretty centered. And this is maintaining that for me. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining myself very well. I apologize. I don't know how to explain it any better. But I take one cruffle and put it into each of the 18 pipe cleaners, and y'all, this wreath, the colors was really based off of the sign. I went on to Temu and purchased several signs, and then I went to Craft Outlet and found the ribbon and the deco mesh. And let me tell you, I've got some really beautiful, colorful spring wreaths coming up, so stay tuned. So I've got this cute little bunny ribbon, 2.5-inch ribbon. And then I also have that plaid kind of ribbon, argyle, and they're both 2.5-inch wired ribbon that I got from Craft Outlet. And I just think these pastel colors are gorgeous. I love pastel. I love neutrals, and pastels are like my favorite colors. But I just crisscross the two ribbon tails, and then I pinch it in the middle. I kind of curve the two ends of the tail, and then I just put it in a V shape and place it right into each of those pipe cleaners. And then I'll eventually go back and trim off the excess pipe cleaners. So I cut 16 ribbon tail sets, and I'm going to just place 4 sets in the top portion of the pipe cleaners, and there's going to be 2 areas that won't get that won't get ribbon tails, because I'm going to add a bow there. So here I am, I'm actually just putting the floral wire in between the deco mesh to add to the wreath. And here I am, just making one bow. I've got an 8-inch tail, 6-inch loops, and then I'm going to have the tail going downward 14 inches. And all I do is I go back and forth with the 2 ribbons that I start off with the ribbon tails, and then there is I think it's, let me see, I forgot. I think it is a blue 1.5-inch ribbon that I actually got, that I got from Sam's last spring. And so as my loops, as I create more of them, they end up reducing in size. So it starts at 6, then goes to roughly 5.5, roughly 5, until I'm finished creating all the loops that I want with this bow. Now once I created the bow, I take another 26 gauge wire and I'm just going to use it to tie all my ribbon tails and loops together. And here I am just turning the bow because it helps keep it tight versus turning the wire. And so now then I'm just going to take all my 2.5 inch ribbons and I'm going to dovetail it. All the 1.5 inch ribbon, I'm just going to cut it at a slant. Now once I have everything all trimmed up, then I take my bow and I attach it to the wreath. Again, just using the floral wire and poking it through the deco mesh so I can get it around the wire wreath frame. And then once I get it all attached, I will fluff my bow, spread out the loops and the tails and fluff it to where everything is nice. And to me this part takes a little bit of time because I I fluff and fluff and fluff and yeah, I fluff until my heart is happy with the way the bow looks, and then I will be done. So this is the finished wreath. I just absolutely love it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and I hope that you guys have a very blessed week.